That's
Okay.
Brooke.
And this is Liz. And you're watching Head in the Clouds.
Head in the Clouds.
Episode 2.
Dos.
We're both working remotely. Actually, we don't really know where Liz is because she has a virtual background.
That's right, I do. That's on purpose, so you don't know where I am.
Yeah. So in this time, this unique time of everybody working from home, we thought we would do a special little episode dedicated to how we're keeping things going virtually and working from home. And it's going great, by the way.
Yeah. Some of the things that we started implementing, we started doing last year, and that has made a huge difference for our ability to adapt to this new environment and landscape that we're all living in now. One of the things that we started implementing early on was Zoom calls with our designer Kelsey. So she moved to Chicago back in the late fall of last year, 2019. And so we started doing regularly scheduled Zoom calls with her, where once a week, actually twice a week, we have a meeting with her where we talk about, okay, what are you working on this week? How's your workload going? What do you need help with? What questions do you have? And it would be myself and then our project manager as well. And those meetings ended up being really, really crucial and very helpful for all three of us, I believe, because that gave Michaela, our project manager, just a good status update on where Kelsey was at in her projects. And then it also gave me a good idea for where we're at on creative, and I can help answer any questions that Kelsey had. And then ultimately, it really helped Kelsey because it gave her some social connection during that time. And so that's one of the lessons that we've brought into this time of social distancing and quarantine is every day we have a team meeting in the mornings at 10:30 every day where we all jump on Zoom, and it's a little bit of an update, but it's also a lot to just see each other's faces and connect, see how everybody's doing, check in, and just spend a little time as a team together. So I think it's been pretty crucial, and I'm really glad that we started doing that right away.
Yeah, it has felt like a really seamless transition. Just having Kelsey be our first remote employee, but then to our whole team transitioning to work remotely, it really helped to have that foundation. And there really hasn't been too many adjustments that we've had to make. Our day-to-day workflow and processes all operate digitally pretty much, even when we are all in the studio together. All of the platforms that we use to do our job are all digital and virtual. And our clients are already used to it, so there wasn't really a big learning curve there either for our clients. So we really out in that sense.
Some of the tools that we use Teamwork for our project management. So that holds all of our tasks, it holds all of our deadlines and timelines, it holds internal conversations and like reviewing and stuff. We do all of our reviews through that too. And then we also use Harvest for time tracking and invoicing and estimating for clients. We use Dropbox to hold all of our files and to hold all of the documents and PDFs and all the stuff that we need to use and send back and forth between us and like our internal team and our external clients and stuff. So we use that for that. What else, Brooke? What other stuff do we use?
Slack.
Oh, yeah.
Slack. Source besides Zoom.
Yes, Slack is great. I convinced the team quite a few years ago actually to start using Slack, and I'm so grateful that we did. It's awesome. We love it. It's a lot like Skype, but better, I think. And I've been lucky enough to get a lot of our contractors and even some clients on it as well. And that's been really helpful for quick communication outside of just emailing and stuff. And then obviously we use Zoom. We use it for all of our meetings now. Once the coronavirus stuff hit and people were starting to close their doors or stay home, I sent out a note to all of our clients saying, hey, I just want to let you know that we're not slowing down on any projects. We're not stopping anything, but we are going to all be working from home, and we'll be taking all of our meetings over Zoom. So I think that was crucial to just communicate with our clients what was going to happen as far as like what we were doing, but also letting them know that like we're not stopping any work. We're just going to rearrange a little how it gets done.
And it's nice that Zoom is almost like an extra added bonus, because technically we could still do everything we need to do without it, but having that almost face-to-face connection is just really helpful, and it helps it not feel so isolating during this time.
Yeah.
But Google Docs, it's just so much easier and efficient than Microsoft Word, because everybody can go in there and collaborate at once. And so that's something we do a lot with our copy for websites. We can easily send a link to everybody and you all hop in and you're all looking at the same thing in real time. And the same thing goes for Sheets, Google Sheets, keeping track of budgets on there as a team, keeping track of media buy on there. It's just really nice.
Yeah.
I can never go back.
Yeah, for sure.
So we usually, if there's something that we want to have a team brainstorm about, we'll usually go next door to Corkscrew
or Night Owl.
Night Owl, or any of the fun places in the Blackstone. And it's just a fun way to be productive and do some brainstorming for our projects, but also just hang out together as a team. So since we couldn't get together in person, we actually just had one of our brainstorming sessions all together on Zoom.
And I felt like it, obviously nothing is as good as sitting in a bar together, drinking a cocktail and spouting off, different ideas that we all have. But I feel like it, in the current circumstances, I felt like it actually worked pretty well. If you change your screen to gallery view on Zoom, that's super helpful, because then you can see everyone all at once, and we're all, we have all of our mics unmuted, which I know is kind of faux pas these days, but in a brainstorming session, I think you should keep everybody's mics unmuted, because the whole idea is that you're just like coming up with ideas and you're not editing anything. And so we just happened to all be doing a brainstorming session over Zoom rather than in the same room, and it actually worked out pretty well. I feel like coming up with a name for this show and this program that we're doing, I felt like when it was just the three of us, you, me, and Ross, as we were talking about it, Ross was just kind of like spouting off ideas, and we were like, yeah, actually that's awesome. When we're not in a COVID-19 crisis, every other week we do a company-wide happy hour on Wednesdays. And once we started the COVID-19 crisis, now that we're in that, we have a virtual happy hour that is every Wednesday now. And I think that's another good way to just continue connecting with your team, is doing virtual happy hours with either the group or the team that you're on, or company-wide, whatever it is. I think it's all really good. I just think it's so important that we, even though it's harder, I think we still need to make sure that we get that community time, get that friend time, get that family time in.
We want to talk about these awesome backgrounds that you can do on Zoom.
I'm actually at our studio. There's nobody here, so I can be at our studio. But I'm at our office, and in our office, there's a bunch of things behind me that I just was, there's a giant mirror, okay? It's a giant mirror. And I just feel like that's weird to have a mirror showing in the background, and like I feel like it'll be one of those like infinity things that just keeps going, and I felt like people would rather see a giant day cloud.
It's called head in the clouds, so we needed a head in the cloud.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Exactly. Yes.
You're living on Zoom lately,
Yes.
like we are. Have fun with your custom background. It's really been a treat.
Great. You can even do videos if you keep it Zoom and your computer updated. It's great.
But if you end up putting a picture of, say, Ron Burgundy in your background, just remember to change that out before you have a client meeting. Or don't.
Yeah, depending on the client. So, I have this one client. We have this one client. They're great. I freaking love them. They're great. It's a construction type of company. They're, like contractors, builders, contractors, that type. We were on a Zoom call with them, and one of the guys was using his phone as, to talk on Zoom with us and stuff. And at one point, it kept like falling, and his phone, and like for a ridiculously long time, all we got was a crotch shot the whole time on his Zoom. And it wasn't just like us. There were other people in the company on there too, and like it was straight up.
His colleague was the one that was like,
oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah. Just, take care of be aware of where your Zoom screen is showing, friends. And I would say, there's a setting on Zoom where you can say to start without video, and I just put that on for all of my settings on Zoom. So now every time I start a Zoom meeting, the video is automatically turned off, and I can turn it on when I'm ready to be seen. So I would highly recommend anybody using Zoom that they do that.
We can go more into depth about any one of these platforms, or processes that we have for things in a later episode. So stay tuned.
Yeah. We love you, and good night. Mwah.